everybody, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. You can see our truck looks a little bit different. If you missed the end of the last episode, we kind of completely upgraded the truck. It looks like a beast right now. Also, there was an announcement which I missed saying the next state is going to be Utah, that they are doing. I'm not sure when it's coming out. But they announced that on Independence Day, so that's pretty cool. I can't wait to get in this truck and get going. So I think I'm just driving because I think we had to repair, but I'm not sure. So I think we'll just have a little look. I maybe did that last time. I did it last time. Yeah, if you remember, we were having some problems. But look at that. That is a nice looking truck. I do like that. That is some Optimus Prime going on there. Right, so let's get ourselves a little job, I guess, while we're here. Let's go to that freight market. So we are up here in Bellingham. I want to try and stay in Washington, so it's probably going to mean a slightly cheaper one. That goes there. That goes to the middle of Washington. That goes just down there. Rather go to places we haven't gone. So look, this is a pretty good trip because that will uncover a lot of stuff. So. We'll do that. Let's get those. Oh my god, the lights actually light up. That is so sweet. Look at this. Does this remind anybody else of the Coca-Cola Christmas truck? Because that's flipping awesome, by the way. I'm just gonna take the shortcut there. Oh man, I'm actually in love with this truck. I almost now prefer this to my Euro truck. Okay, we've got to go left here anyway. There's no going right. We've got a nice new steering wheel as well, as you can kind of see there. I don't think we really changed anything else in the truck itself. But that steering wheel is looking pretty sweet, I think. Right, where do we want to go? Right, 3 miles away. Gotcha. There's no one here. It must be like the dead of night or something here. It's 5 AM, yeah. It's on green. Let's go. It's nice. I don't necessarily feel like the truck is faster, but I think it's probably got a little bit more grunt. I'm pretty sure I upgraded the engine and everything like that, not just cosmetically. By the way, I love the mirrors there. They look really cool, and they actually are showing what's going past us as well, which is really interesting. Can't believe it took me so long to upgrade my truck. I was, I think, looking to buy another one or, buy one for somebody else to drive, but sod it. It looks sweet, so I figured we had to do it. Look at that. That is so cool. That is very cool. That's well worth putting all those lights on. And we went for this paint job, literally, I think, because it matched the mud flaps. You can get a nice little view from up here, actually. I don't think I've ever driven in this one before. Oh, I don't like it because you can't turn the camera. That's not going to work for me, buddy. Okay. You want to go straight on here? I like little mural up there. I wonder if that's actually there in real life. Obviously, wouldn't be able to tell you, but it'd be cool if it was. Do we always have that skylight? I don't even know anymore. Like, this whole truck just feels like brand new to me. So, and I swear to God, if anybody drives into it, I would be so angry. I would be so angry. I'm gonna try and do this job with 0 fines. I think that would be an achievement because I seem to be getting fined quite a lot recently, and I'm not totally happy about that. it's totally my fault, so fair play. Nice little church coming up here. I usually take these videos to, I guess, generally like have a bit of a chat about how things are going, what I've been up to, kind of stuff like that. I think I said last time that I was starting a new job. It was a bit weird because I was trying to get like a start date out of them, and eventually, like, I literally like finished my old job. I had my last day. It was only a couple of days beforehand. They were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we don't want you to start till the week after because the guy who's training you's on holiday, etc., etc." So I was like, "Oh, well, I've just got a week off." Then I had like no plan to have a week off. So like within a few days, it was like, yeah, it was just like, yeah, oh, you're off for a week, which kind of worked out fine monetarily wise because I had earned a week's holiday in my last job, which they'll obviously pay me because I'm leaving. So that kind of works out fine. Right. We want that one, thank you. Okay. Let's go find the trailer. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it worked out fine in the end, like everything's fine. It was just a bit of a surprise as a result. I haven't really been doing that much. I thought I'd use the time and I thought I'd be like recording loads of videos, but I haven't really. It's been a bit strange. I've just been doing other things, which is also really nice. Because I feel like when I lived in London, I didn't really want to do anything else. Like I didn't really, eventually, because I was in my like 7th, 8th year of living there, I was like, I don't want to, I've seen not everything, obviously. I don't think you can ever see everything, but I was worried this thing's going to clip a corner, but I think we're okay. No, we managed to do that quite well. This is a big lorry, by the way. Yeah, I was just like, I don't want to kind of go out and do stuff. Like if it was a lovely sunny day, going out in London's not that enjoyable. Whereas here I've got like a massive lake right outside my house. I've got just up the road. Sorry, guys. I've got another lake which is really nice to wander around as well, and it's just like, because it's more in the countryside, it's just a nicer feeling. And like today, I went out like twice. I had to drop something back at my old work that I'd accidentally taken home with me, their banking book. So I'm like, you're such an idiot, Phil. Typical. And I, kind of popped to the supermarket, picked up a few bits I needed. Came back. I did like a full clean of my house. Then in the evening I was like, oh, you know what, I kind of need to pop out to the supermarket again. So I went to a different one this time. But it's nice to just kind of be chilling at home, to be completely honest with you. I don't feel under any pressure to make videos. Obviously I am now. But probably the last 2 days I've made like, I don't know, I think I've only made this one. So, I don't know if that's good or bad or what, but it doesn't mean, by the way, that I'm like abandoning the channel or anything like that. I've got plenty of videos to go up, which is another reason why I probably haven't felt like I've necessarily needed to record a load. But it has been nice to just kind of chillax and watch some stuff on TV. I watched What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show. There was a film, very funny film, and they made a TV show out of it. And again, I think the TV show is very funny as well. I really like it. I don't know if it is. I think it's a BBC, like British thing. It's very good, about these vampires who are in America. and they're just kind of, I don't know, it's just one of those things where it's like every time they kind of try and do something, they just kind of screw it up. But it's quite funny. It's a dark comedy, you know. There's still the kind of very vampiric type things, but it's also quite a dark comedy. But I think I watched the first series of that, and it was good. Or first series so far. I don't know if they're still showing it. Watched like 6 episodes, I think. So that's cool. And yeah, otherwise just been kind of chilling, been watching YouTube videos, and it's nice. It's really nice to just chill, and especially when you have your own place, you know. I can't emphasise enough how much nicer that is, and I think that's been the biggest change in my life since moving from London. As I said, London was a place that I wasn't really particularly happy in. I might get rid of that chainsaw, to be honest. It's annoyed me slightly, but you know, doubled up with the fact that rent's so high, you just can't afford to live on your own. And then now I am, and it's great. I got my electricity bill for like my first 3 months. It was £32, and I was like, "This is the life. This is great." I don't think I've used my like gas. Okay, I don't need to go to a wait station. That's cool. I don't think I've used my gas, which is for my heating at all, because it's been really hot last few weeks, which is great. So life is good right now. Hopefully my new job will be really good. I think it will be good. I like the look of the company that I'm joining. I like what they're trying to do, and I know I like the day-to-day of running a cinema. So yeah, I'm optimistic about things, but if it doesn't work out, again, I'm not that worried in sense of, you know, I can get another job. You know, I'm confident in my abilities to get a new job. So I actually had somebody phone me the other day. I was like, "Hey Phil, hi, you know, like an agency. I wondered if you're looking for a new job." And I was like, "I'm literally starting one next week." And they were like, "Oh, well done." So, you know, I still get phone calls about jobs and stuff like that all the time. So it's interesting. I think there's certainly in the kind of sector I work in, that kind of like hospitality style kind of sector, I think there is a lot more jobs coming up nowadays because of Brexit. And I'm not saying that's like a good thing necessarily. You know, it could lead to me being able to get paid more, but because there's, you know, the dearth of people have to pay more to, you know, get people, you know, to places and stuff like that. But it is a worry. It is a big worry. I think as usually kind of happens with these kind of massive things, is often it's the unexpected stuff that people, you know, don't necessarily think about that are actually affected the most. Like, the restaurant industry as a whole is not something that is obviously necessarily a major priority in the big scheme of things. You know, it's something that is nice bridges. It's something that people are obviously, you know, do as more recreational type stuff. But I think it does underestimate that, you know, if there are starting to be big problems with the restaurants, because and the kind of thing with Brexit is that a lot of people who work in the restaurant industry are European, and they're starting to get, you know, a bit twitchy about the fact that, you know, they don't know what their future's going to hold in this country. But I think you know, I think it is underestimated how much people do kind of like rely almost on it as an industry in a way, whether it's just to eat or whether it's to do something that's a relaxing time with people, or, you know, just do stuff like that. Like, people eat out a lot more nowadays, I think, than they ever have, probably because it's cheaper than it ever has been to do so. And so it will be interesting, I think, to see how the industry reacts to whatever Brexit we get. I literally did not hit anything there, so I don't know what the hell happened. Obviously, there are more important areas in the the big scheme of things, just for people's day-to-day lives. But as somebody with kind of this first-hand experience, this is cool. With this first-hand experience of Washington State Convention Centre, interesting. First-hand experience in the industry, I can see the effect it's having. I'm seeing the price, especially for chefs, like the wages for chefs just flying up. To a point whereby some of them are getting paid more than the general managers, because that skill is desperately needed right now. It's a great industry to get into. If somebody out there is interested or thinking about it, it's a good time to be a chef in the UK. Let me tell you, you'll be able to get a decent job. It's still a bloody hard job, and shouldn't be underestimated. But the rate of pay is more than it's ever been. So that's good. And if you feel like you're not getting paid enough, there's a wealth of jobs out there. Don't ever be afraid. I think this is something people do make a mistake sometimes of doing, is they're either afraid to ask for a pay rise, or they're afraid to look at what else is out there, because it's always seen as a kind of thing, I think especially in the UK, as this like kind of dirty thing to like talk about money, or to it's a shameful thing to ask for more money, or you worry that your boss is going to be like, what, get out, how dare you. But it's a conversation you should always be having. There's a literal moth on my screen right now in real life, just wandering around. Thanks, moth. Could you not join us on this journey, please? How about that? Yeah, you shouldn't ever be afraid to ask that. If you feel confident you do a good job, I would say, okay, we've got to have an inspection. I would say, if you feel confident you do a good job, if you feel that, perhaps you've been there a while. I'm not talking about like 2 months later you should ask for a pay rise, although in some industries that's not unreasonable. If that's how you feel, and you know that you could get paid more elsewhere, then don't be afraid to tell your boss that. Like, they might literally not be able to do anything and say, well, look, genuinely I can't do anything, but it's a good measure of your company if they're like, yeah, you know what, that's fair, you are due a pay rise. You'd be surprised how many times it happens. Some companies you work for are quite strict on it, but a lot of companies nowadays, I think, are a bit more flexible with how much they're paying you. I mean, you've only got to look. A lot of the time jobs are advertised at much different rates. If you go for a job and, I don't know, say it was advertised between like 26 and 32,000 a year, and you get the job and they pay you maybe 28.5 or 29,000, because maybe you didn't quite have as much experience to get that top end. Well, if you've then been doing it for a year, you have the experience, you've been doing a good job, why shouldn't you then be getting the top rate which they were prepared to pay? Don't be afraid to kind of use that as a bargaining chip on there. And at the end of the day, if a company's like, no way, we're not paying you anymore, think about whether you want to continue to work for them, because if they're that inflexible, where are you going to be in 5-6 years time, with a 1% pay rise a year type thing? Is that going to be enough to sustain a standard of living? Because inflation is way more than that, and it's something to think about. So I would always advise people never be afraid to ask for more. Obviously, if you keep constantly doing it, it isn't great. You can't keep asking for pay rises every month or anything like that. You have to time it well. But generally, when you get reviews, are a good time to broach it and bring up the subject and be like, hey, you know what? I feel like I do a great job here. I really like working for the company, but I know I could get paid more elsewhere. So how about we talk about my salary? And if someone keeps fobbing you off as well, there is an unexpected failure. Manual adjustment navigation is strongly great, they've shut the bloody road. Just by luck. Okay. Okay, was there a crash? It could be a crash, yeah, looks like it. Well, obviously we hope they're okay. We should be able to now kind of cut across, I think. This is on green. Olympia discovered. It's a nice car. So we can do a little manual kind of like up and over type thing. That's cool. Back on the freeway. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that chainsaw, it bothers me a little bit. Let's got my lights on because they're just so cool. You gotta have them on. This is such a beast of a truck now. Look at it. It's very cool. Very, very cool. I need to do some slightly longer journeys as well soon to really, ramp up my money, get a bit more, so I can get a second truck, or I'll just take out a massive loan. One of the two will work, I'm sure. I don't know why I'm still outside. I'm just enjoying the view. I always quite like this view as well. I don't feel it would actually be that hard to drive like this normally. The only problem would be turning right would be really difficult. Look at that beast on the road. What a beast. Yeah, so that's my advice there. If any of you guys are in jobs and maybe you feel like you get underpaid, if you've just taken a job, I'd feel like it's not a great idea to ask for a pay rise within the first 6 months. Most of the time you're on a probation period anyway, so it's like, are you really gonna, are you gonna feel like you kind of rock that boat or whatever? But genuinely, if you feel like, yeah, I'm doing a fantastic job, I know that I'm underpaid, in this sector, or just how much you contribute to a company, then it doesn't hurt to ask. It literally doesn't hurt to ask. The only thing they can say is no. But no company, well, most companies don't just give you a pay rise. And there's obviously usually annual ones to try and keep up with inflation, but most of the time companies don't turn around and go, you know what, you've been working great, let's give you a significant pay rise. Because why would they? It's not in their interest to, at the end of the day. Sadly. And often people will be like, I have to leave to get a pay rise or something like that, but I don't think that's the case at all. Whenever I've asked for a pay rise, which hasn't been that often to be completely honest with you, but whenever I have, I've always had a mature conversation with my line managers. I wouldn't say always have got a pay rise, but it's something which is stuck in someone's mind. When I think as well, your boss knows that that is something you've asked for before. It will prey on their mind a little bit, and they'll be more aware of it. We're in Longview. And as a result, they will be thinking next performance review or whatever. Oh yeah, pay rise. And don't be afraid to go to interviews as well, even if you maybe don't have that much of an interest in a job, because it's good practice to keep doing it. I did a job for 8 years, at one company. I had probably like 3 interviews when I moved different places or got promoted in that time, and I didn't have one for like 5 years, I think. And as a result, when I came back to do interviews, when I was looking for a new job, I was pretty rusty. Like the first few, I was like, could definitely have done better there. And getting to know what people in the sector you're going for are looking for more, what's important to them right now, that what skills are important to them might not be the same as when you got a job or when applied for a job before, so it's important to bear that in mind. Just keep yourself ticking over, even if you're like, I really have no interest in this job. It's sometimes good to go to an interview, and sometimes it gives you a bit of a boost, confidence boost, where you're like, wow, this person wants me or whatever. Or sometimes as well, it's that feeling of like, wow, actually I need to improve X, Y, and Z if I want to go and get this job, but at least at that point what you need to do. So that's important. And I feel like we're concluding our little my little job what would be the word, job school for people, job clinic, maybe. Fuck, we nearly made it. Nearly made it without damaging it. Yeah, as I said, everyone's experiences are different with things as well. Different industries often have different requirements. But fundamentally, a lot of the same principles do apply. Okay, let's get these gates open. Okay. Where is it? When do you need it? No. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Oh, that moth just flew onto my neck. That was creepy as hell. Look how big my truck is, and it doesn't even fit in the little truck bit there. It's crazy. Nice. Took 5 hours exactly. Cool. Okay. No, I don't want a quick job. Oh god. Free market, that's all I want. There's a wheat here. So... Wow, there isn't really one actually, is there? Where did that go? Wow. All the way down. That's like the other side of the map. Wow, that literally is the other, from one side of the map to the other. 142,000. That's almost tempting to maybe do, because it's like, what? It's heavy. It's an articulated trailer. High value cargo. Oh, yeah, that would actually buy us a new truck, So with the 132. Maybe I'll do that next time as a special long episode. We'll be going through what, 1, 2, 3, 4 states. That could be quite good fun. That'd be a long episode though. It's not too bad though, I don't think. We'll see. Anyway, we can do this one. That one just goes down to California. It's a lot shorter actually. Oh, it's a lot less money though as well. Articulated trailer though. Interesting. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.